Program again that comes on your way every Monday by 4 p.m. Today we are out and about. Guess what? We are at Combo South at Gunju to meet another very important prominent youth who is Umar A. Manjang. Umar A. Manjang is going to be the guest of our program, and I'll be your host for the program, LAMIN KUYATEH. Manjang is somebody whom I will just read a little biography about him. Umar A. Manjang is a youth entrepreneur, an youth entrepreneur, and of course environmentalist, a teacher too, and the founder of Green Yard Agribusiness. So today we are here to have more development regarding his business live. Umar Manjang is here with us, and Umar, we are going to invite you for the program.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Kuyate, thank you very much for having me. Good.
Good. So, as we are seeing Omar right before this camera, Umar, our purpose here is for us to to find out from you and how your business, agribusiness here is trending, and how the business started. How do you feel, be part of the farming community as a youth? Okay. Now, with the first question that we would like to hear from you, how does this initiative all came about?
Yes, once again, I would like to use this opportunity to thank you very well, and then for the distant cover today to meet me in Gunjur, and then to discuss detail about my agric journey. Basically, Green Yard Agribusiness is an agric business that is into horticultural production, also other agri services, and it is started way back in as young as when we were going for the farming. Okay. Then there is this subsistence farming system, and as Mandinka said, ning kutumbutio buntunga fandi isafo kunkutio barakabaka. Our parents,
what does that mean?
That's it. Our parents were basically farmers, and then that's what we were born and brought up with. All our schooling, everything, any development regarding us was supported from the farming produce. So as we go alongside, we all know in the Gambia now, farming has drastically reduced. But I also think outside the box, why not let me commercialize this? So as a result, I come with this idea. 2018, I started putting ideas together. By 2019, I registered my own agric business, and which is called Green Yard Agribusiness.
Good. That is well clear from Umar A. Manjang, as we just hear from him how the initiative just came about. We all know Gambia here, farming, agriculture is something which is a backbone. But like he alluded, at a time now you'll see that agriculture, many people are not involved. Understand, more especially when you come to this urban area. But then Omar still, we still want to know, like looking at the initial starting of you ventured into agriculture, understand, way back in 2018. How was it like to you, seeing yourself into agribusiness or agriculture, the starting and everything? How was it like to you?
The journey definitely is not easy. There are factors that push me. Looking into it in those days, I can remember even at family level, we have food diversification. If you wish, you go in for futo. If you wish, you go in for chere. If you wish, you go in for kinto. But now those things are not there. So I see to it that now to get those kind of things, you definitely have to pull money. And they are one of the best and richest food so far. So I decided now, let me commercialize this. Commercializing in a system that I will work for it, and then later on, and I put it on the market in order to gain something. So the factors that push me is the demand for such products. Okay, because you realize that now the population is increasing, and then the demand for food is also increasing. So therefore, if you are into food industry, definitely it is two things. Either you are satisfying somebody's hunger, again, you are also gaining something. Either of these is not a lose. So that's the reason I push myself to ensure that I have a comfortable seat in agric business. Very well.
Why is it like, the food stuff that you've mentioned, like in the olden days, you see them in their larger number, but now they are very scanty, they are very scarce in the market. Would you say now people don't want to venture, go back to farming activities or what?
Yeah, there are a lot of things that we associate with that, because one of them is our attitude, our own attitude. In those days, you and I know, you will meet your lunch at farm, but now you hardly do that. Okay, and again, because of now we are exposed to Western life, we feel like some of those things are regarded as too local to engage yourself into those kind of things.
Okay.
And then if you also look at it again, the climate change also, the trend of climate change also affected agricultural production, because you realize that then we have a lot of arable land. Even yesterday we have a lot of arable land.
Exactly.
Animals, there are a lot of food for animals and other even the wildlife. But as a result of putting hands together, if you happen to go in for such things like hungry rice, that is findo, or kus, then the population of rodent or the pest to your crop is very high. So what you gain at the end of the day is very minimal. So these are some of the factors, even including the government, because you realize that encouragement has to come from their side.
Most definitely.
But all those things now, we have seen some reduction in those things. And as a result now, people happen to be taking urbanization as their lifestyle. So as a result, some of those things were drastically reduced, and again the increase for the food is very high. So you realize that we are at a state of dilemma if we don't sit and then project something in order to meet food self-sufficiency, then therefore there is a huge problem coming in near future.
Definitely.
Very
Definitely.
well.
So it's like we all need to sit down as youths. We project something for the country, not only for our country, but basically everything starts from home. We all want something. You know, government cannot do it all because we have some problems which, you know, we need to address. Sometimes we call the government to come to our aid. But then looking at this young man here, as I just alluded at the starting of the program, you know, it's a business which, you know, he ventured himself looking at, you know, since 2018 up to now. And you will see from this business environment or from the farm here where we are right now, you know, the crops that we are seeing here are looking very, you know, I mean, how to call good, nice in their colors, and then it's evergreening. So, I mean, Manjang is still going to tell us the types of crop that we have here, so that the viewers will know, okay, these are some of the crops that if we want tomorrow, we will see Manjang. Manjang, you can tell the viewers, what kind of crops do we have here?
Yeah, here in the farm, we have almost 4 different crops.
Okay.
Here, we have garden eggs, and that's what we are seeing at the moment. And then they are producing at a higher rate, in fact. Again, behind you have the bitter tomatoes. Okay. And the bitter tomato too is also producing. And in fact, we are in the week of harvesting. Okay. Okay. And then next to that too, we also have the onion. Okay. Yes, we have the onion, and we also have the lettuce. Okay. As well, the 5th one is the cucumber. Okay, almost we have 5 different horticultural crops within this farm. And as well, we also have seedlings. Okay. Seedlings of avocado, soursop, and also mango and that of orange. Okay. So we have those ones behind. Excuse me, mango is excluded, but orange, avocado, and that of the papaya, and then the list goes on. Yeah. So basically, that's what we have in the farm here. In the farm. Exactly.
Definitely. So like he just alluded, we have variety of crops that we find here in this farmland. So, but Manjang we still have to continue. Now looking at their species and their growing rates, you understand? Because you have bitter tomato there, you have, what is this other one?
You have the garden egg.
The garden egg here.
Exactly.
Now we have them on the same bench line.
Bench line, yeah.
Now, so how do you manage? Because the space in there, because it seems like the gap is bit.
It's bit. That's some technical things that has to be, because I can see you too. You are also a farmer. Exactly. Because it's only a farmer who will look into that and then put a correction mark on that. So it's very true. The spacing was the problem. Initially, we started this production on the 6th of December. Okay. On the 6th of December. So imagine after election, just 2 days after election, that was the very day, we were just sitting like this. I called my wife and said, anyway, we have to make the best use of this area. So we look for seedlings, and then we have a lot of seedlings. But they are looking at the land preparation. Already, the land is already prepared. But as a result of high energy for the thing, then we were unable to properly calculate the actual distance between plant to plant, and then the looking at the space also. So all of a sudden we happened to put them together. As we went further, we realized that yes, this is one or two things. At the end of the day, there'll be high competition and stuff like that.
Exactly.
So then what we did is said, anyway, this is just an experiment. In fact, for this farm, this is the first time we are doing this.
Okay.
So as we are going on, all these things are learning adventure for us.
Definitely.
So yeah, we definitely do that. So I can see you are also a farmer.
Yeah, definitely, because observation is still going on. Because looking at the spacing is a bit kind of tight.
Exactly,
so we hope, you know, when we come next time, we find that the spacing there will be at least, because I understand that in the agricultural field there must be that sense of competition.
Exactly.
So they need that, you know, sense of, I mean, growing up there, living up there with their leaves, and then to grow in that space. But then if they are a bit tied together, you will see the rate of competition
will be very high.
Down.
In fact, definitely you can see that is even pushing me, because you can see almost in every 2 weeks I have to apply organic manure.
Yes.
Okay, you can see there are bags down there containing the dumps from the poultry.
Okay.
And also yesterday I collected a bag of seed dung.
Okay.
So you can see because of the closeness of the crops, in order to ensure all of them do well, then we have to supply them with this manure. And already they are there, in fact. So you can see the miscalculation now is leading us to another problem. So that's it. But first, now we are managing. We are definitely managing.
It's good that you are managing, you know. Good. Now looking at the harvesting period, because you told us that since 2018 you are into this business. Looking at your time when the crops are due for harvesting, you know, after the harvesting period, how do you realize you're good? How do you see them?
Yeah,
what you input, what you put, and I don't know if you
the output. Yes, is very important. I think this was the opportunity that I'm looking for. Looking at it, if you go to the market today,
yes,
KUYATEH, definitely you will bear with me. Almost all the agri produce were all skyrocketed. You realize that some of them has increased to 50%, others has increased to $25. Take an example of cucumber seeds that we used to get from the shops.
Sure.
Then we used to get them $10, but now it's going for $25.
Sure.
Almost everything has increased. So you realize that the investment of efforts that we did to our crops is very huge. Talk less of, we can see now there's high humidity. As in the morning we just water, but you can see there is a high rate of wind.
Yeah.
This is evaporation is taking place.
Yeah.
Okay, a high intensity of the sun again. By 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, you will not even thought that we have even watered this. And then you also look at the pest infestation. I wish if you can see certain crops here, in fact, come and see. There are some pests again.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So all these things are things pushing us. So if we calculated all this effort that we invest in this, at the end of the day, what we are gaining is definitely very minimal. So as I say in the initial part of my introduction, there are two things. That is, when I always feel doing that, I feel happy, even though my gain will not make me comfortable. That is to satisfy somebody's hunger. If KUYATEH, you are hungry,
yes,
and then at loss, I will give you something for me to satisfy you.
Yeah.
I think that alone is okay for me. And then the second thing is gradually pushing me to another level. We learn from the scriptures of even these the pests and other things, getting things and other pollinators and other organisms.
Yes.
Anything that they are getting from our crops in turn is something for us.
Most
so
definitely.
that is sometimes some of these things happen to push us in a sense that keep on doing it even though you will be getting small. But these are some of the factors pushing us. But to be realistic, the farming profit is very low. It's very low for some of the small-holder farmers like us.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely it's very low.
Good. Yeah, it's very, very important that you mention of this pest because we all know that we can't do away with that our past, because agriculture is something which is very, very dynamic. You cannot be in the field and say my crops are not going to be affected by a pest. They have to, but it is also giving you that stamina, that enthusiasm, like to be able to cope with them, because pests coming from different ends into the farming field and then trying to get something from them. So I think it's another plus, but then you also have another mechanism to be able to drive them away,
to control them.
Yes, to control them. Very good. Now from there then, looking at the support is very, very important.
Good.
And here when I'm talking about the support, I'm talking about from the family, maybe from the friends. Do you know actually who are you working, who are your partners to this business? Who are the people most definitely, most of the time to be working in your field here?
Yeah, here I think I will definitely put it that is an individual work. We didn't have any partner or partnership where we just support. As I said, I am a teacher, very fascinated into agriculture and also in the environment. But as things were going, I realized that I have to intensify, increase my production. So, but increasing the production, you're still hoping that maybe one will do two things. If support did not come, let me add. So still now we are adding, but yes, still support is also a problem. I think you are a living witness. Yes. Seeing me now, we are still using the traditional method of fetching water. So you can see comparing the area that we have the water and then the expansion that we are doing, that support is highly needed. But the reality is we didn't have any support. Here, the only principal person that I will say is watching my back is my wife. You will definitely bear with me that teaching is not an easy job.
Most definitely.
Somebody doing a double shift and again traveling from Gunjur to Brikama. Okay, all those things are they are energy consuming and time consuming. But we put ourselves into tax. Like in the morning, as early as 5 o'clock, you wake up. You clear this portion, you go to school. By the time we come, we concentrate in the other side. So definitely support is needed. So the only guy watching my back is my wife. Sometimes I have to pull, she has to carry. And then you see we have a child less than 2 years. So okay, sometimes she used to be stubborn. So if that comes again, there's another burden. Either have to is either her taking her on her back, or else it's my turn to take her on the back. Then we'll be doing work like that. So it's never easy at all.
I understand. It's okay. It's okay. So a big thumbs up to your wife. What is your wife's name again?
It's Mariama Kamara.
Mariama Kamara.
She's a Kamara Kunda. When she eat too much there.
I understand. They are very, very hardworking. So it's good like that when you have a man who you understand, and then whatsoever he is doing, you are there to support. Support doesn't only mean like financially or whatsoever. We can give support in all ways, morally, financially, whatsoever way. You understand, to be able to make sure that the person who is doing that thing is being, the work is being sustained. So it's a big thumbs up to you, Mariama Kamara, and we wish this support ever continue. Now from there, then Mr. Manja, looking at the field, it's very, very impressive, definitely.
Good.
And you've made mention of the harvesting time, and then of course like the pest also coming up from time to time, disturbing you and the like. Yes. Now from there, then how does this business, agri business you are doing at home, how does it translate to your teaching field in the school?
Yeah, because looking at this, I think I am mentoring so many students, and definitely for the fact that your visiting time, we already harvested some of the lettuce. But when I take it to school, sometimes I do call students, buy bread and let me feel that, let you enjoy the labor of my hand. So you can see, as a result of that, in fact now, some students used to call me Manjan Salad. Okay, so they always like, and in fact, some people at their various homes will even contact me to have let me just deliver some of the garden produce for them. Then I've been doing that. So you can see the teaching and agricultural business, they are incompatible, but with time and management, we are able to put them in one table. And definitely you realize that to some extent it is affecting me, but it's manageable. So you can see now, I think I am trying to mold people to become environmentalists and agriculturists as well. So seeing my products and also following my Facebook page and then my status also. So these are things that I am encouraging, inspiring other youths. So I believe I am doing good.
Definitely, you are really doing good, because at least you have those youngsters at the school.
Good.
You know, they are also looking up to you as an example or as a role model. Not only a classroom teacher, but also that seasoned farmer that everybody will talk about in the community. So it is, of course, I mean, a big thumbs up to that area that students will be able to, I believe, to emulate your STEM. Now, I want to know, at the school level, are you taking agriculture as a subject?
And come and see, I am not an agric teacher. In fact, this was almost, there are teachers who, when we were sitting together, will come and then make mockery of agric teachers. Agric teacher in the classroom. The real agric teacher is here. The real agric man is here. So you can see, the fact of the matter is, when I got an admission at UTG to study biology, then I thought of second option. Let me choose a career that will support me. Teaching biology, maybe it's limited to an academic framework, but I also need an second skill. When this other one is not workable, this other one can. So I thought of so many things: environmental science, chemistry, and then things like public health, because all those things are compatible with biology. But later on, I realized that agriculture is a skill. If you have it, you can put it on the soil. Okay, you can practicalize it, and as well, you may also use to create your own farming. We can in turn be a mixed farming center to teach people or to learn some of these smart agri techniques, like what we have in Jawara Agricultural Center, and then also Songhai and many other places. So I thought of this, then I decided to minor agriculture. So minoring agriculture, but the place where I am teaching, I'm not teaching agri. So let's say my agricultural, from academic, what I learned, I used to implement it in my farm, but not necessarily where I used to hold a chalk or before students in order to teach them. So you can see, this is the funny things about my system.
Really funny, really funny indeed. Really
very well.
So by the way, I was like, you know, you are an agri teacher, because I mean, someone doing this, one will say that, okay, well, this guy is not an agri teacher. The moment we say he is a classroom teacher, one will say automatically, then this guy must be an agri teacher. But by the way, viewers, so don't be surprised, he is not. He is not. And what is your subject of specialization in the classroom?
Currently, my subject of specialization is physical education. And general science. Those are my areas of specialization.
I mean, because agriculture is a sister subject to general science. So the knowledge is there, and also at the UTG level, you can see that, like he alluded, you know, he's also studying areas that are agri-connected. You understand? So we believe that Manjang is learning a lot from the classroom, and then by the way, he's implementing it here. So basically, for those of you joining us right now, it is your youth hour, your youth program that is coming always on Monday by 4 p.m. Right now we are at South, Combo South in Gunjur. So with me right now, this young man who is with me right now, he's Manjang. Manjang is telling us, telling us more about how his business started and then the support, things like that. So right now he seems to be in the middle of the program, and we're still going to continue, Manjang. Yes. Now from there, then we believe that support, as we mentioned, is very, very important. Do you have at a time where you receive an incentive from somebody else who by one time come to your company and see what you are doing and say, okay, Manjang, this is what I have to, or you've written to philanthropist or office to give you some aid? Do you have that?
Actually, such a production, we definitely know that support is needed. Considering the farming input that we are doing, we definitely need that support. But notwithstanding, I did not put my hands together. I also venture into other agri trainings. Such trainings, we were promised that after the end of the trainings, definitely there will be a support sort of. So, but with all those things, unfortunately, yet still we are unlucky. Okay, but joining those training too has improved our business to another level. But the kind of support that intended also, that the intention that we have in joining, yes, still was not materialized. One of those organizations is Gambia Youth Chamber of Commerce.
Okay.
They definitely modified my business to suit the current business standard. Okay, and then I also tried grants like solar grant. Sometimes back we have solar grant from Techifi. Okay, but unfortunately when I applied, they replied that my budgeting is not done well, but all the projections, the plan, everything is there. But unfortunately, before I put my acts together to do the resubmission, then the project was phased out. Okay, then also some social media too. I also send in voices. I need support and things like that, but that too was never materialized as well. For the outsiders too, in fact, you guys are my first outsiders who even set their foot in my garden. So I tried connecting into some of these renowned youth, renowned most followed youth platform, but yet still it's not materialized.
Yes.
The only one that was in force or that was successful was that of the Golden Bee. They gave me the platform to talk to people, and seconded by you guys. So I think definitely from my business point of angle, I would definitely congratulate you guys for giving me this platform. So outside that, definitely they are highly welcome. But you guys are the first people to set your foot in my garden. So therefore, even coming to interview me alone, that is even a support.
Definitely.
That alone is a support. But coming down to the commercial areas, the financial support, definitely that is lacking. Because if you look at the land, if you see the other part of it, I wanted to do so many things. Green pepper is part of my program, and you realize that the Ramadan is coming. Here is the right time. Okay, there are some crops that we have to look at the last span. 45 days, 40 days, 35 days and stuff like that. So now we are in that period. So but you realize that with the support that is deterring us. So definitely support is highly needed.
It's highly needed.
It's highly needed.
Definitely. And it will come on your way.
Inshallah.
Like we are here before this camera.
We love
the
that.
whole world is looking. What we're saying here is looking at us right now.
Sure.
Okay, so we believe with time, you understand, support will come on your way. Definitely, you are doing well. I think we have to commend you for that. Keep it up. This is a great job. Not all the young people in the country can do it, but you see youth like you coming with this initiative, and of course pulling it with your family. I think you deserve a lot of commendation. Definitely. Now, away from that, let's also discuss about like the encouragement from the community level. Sometimes we believe that community is bound by people who always engage themselves in criticism. Certain things that they can do, when they see people doing it and they are getting something out from it, instead of giving you encouragement, they'll be castigating you, they'll be criticizing you. How do you manage with that? Yeah,
for that one, unfortunately, I didn't have any sort of that. Let me say, fortunately, I didn't have any sort of that. A community of Gunjur, guys are very encouraging. Okay. Even my club members, Black Panthers, they are very, very much supportive. Whenever I into any agric activities, I will take a picture and then send it to the group. They will always feel happy. Okay, but usually we have seen one or two things. My colleagues somewhere within Gunjur here, as they are into production, tiffin becomes a problem. Okay, but my case, I didn't receive any of that nature. Yeah, people are very much encouraging. They were very much encouraging to me. I always say, put it up, keep it up, and stuff like that.
That's good.
And in fact, not only the youth, even the women as well. Sometimes there are certain technicalities to say you do agric doesn't mean that you know all. And some ladies do pass by and then recommend one or two things. So that is something that is very important. Let's say they are still encouraging. then the encouragement is definitely is there.
Really. That is what we expect from the community.
Yeah,
when someone is doing, his or her best, we have to be there to, to give that person the best words that we can.
Exactly.
And I believe, as I told you initially, support doesn't only mean financially. Morally, it can come physically and things like that.
Very well.
So we definitely thank the people of Gunjur for giving more inspiration and motivation to this young man here. Good. Now, Mr. Manjang, looking at still your business, because we now understand that it is of course very, very timely that we are here, as you said, being the second media house to come and meet you way back up to, all the way to Gunjur. You understand? We believe that it's going to be another added advantage because the whole world now is looking.
It's okay.
You understand?
That's
So yes, do you have a special women in the market who, when your crops are harvested, will come and pick it and sell it, or you will transport them? How is your business link?
That is the main problem, because looking at the Gambian business, to have a link is a problem. Personally, I gave it a trial. Some of these industries like Senegambia, hotels in the Senegambia.
Yes.
I tried to connect 1 or 2 people. I can do a supply, but yet still it's not possible. Imagine KUYATEH, yes. I still have some. There are bigger ones around that needs to be harvested somewhere else. I think it's here. Excuse me.
Yeah.
Okay. So looking at this, in fact, pets have started attacking it.
Yes, I can see that.
What I did, the market survey, already we did a market survey, realized that an eggplant at the moment here, this is costing something like $10. Okay. And then those that are below, you may have them as 5. Okay.
You sell this $10?
So you sell this $10. Okay. So imagine we are to start our first week. As I told you, we are in the first week of harvesting.
Okay.
But if the market at the moment is not very much encouraging, because you realize that now $10, if we should add some of these things together, considering all what I've been telling you,
yes,
the kind of the agricultural input, or the market input, or the market output, definitely you realize that the profit will be minimizing.
Exactly.
So therefore, these are some of the problems. So we don't have any actual place where we do go there and then put our products for the sale. So therefore, the only thing is I use my social media platform, take a picture of this and then take them to my social media platform. Some people in Serekunda, I think twice I've made I made a supply to somebody. So, but usually that one too is not working as I expected. So when I said I have 1 or 2 things, guys will just congratulate me, keep it up. But now to tell me I need 20 or 30 of that is always a problem. So in fact, the reason yet still we didn't harvest some of them is still the market problem.
Definitely.
Okay, and then unfortunately in the Gambia, eggplants and that of the garden egg, you don't process them into any other finishable goods. So this has increased the post-harvest loss. In fact, if I didn't even...
So from that point of view, is it like we don't have the machines to process them into finished good, or?
That's the reality. In the Gambia, I doubt, sometimes you ask, when countries are moving, we are still crawling, which I don't understand.
Really? Definitely.
Imagine there are only one style of consuming this. You just cut it, you put it into pieces, if one, maybe 1 or 2, the 2 equal halves, and you put it into your durang. Okay? Akela durang kon.
Yes, exactly,
na fajita na pareta doro yala kino kunkang otong kondor.
Akabete have so fanando.
Iyo unkajel. So so iba kelo ko tay.
Yes.
Ntoli o method da malelo. Sa nka ke o kudolti fo isa put nol into can isa asip nole wore ya ke fendoti mi alon ko adomo sa sone ano kusifa bidin no fa bi ka jato tay bak e ka falo ka ko kunial patanse ka sel so e ka jël ko yet still ntoli o tabir nyakili ngolom but if you go to places like maybe Nigeria, Ghana, they have maybe more than 10 years to deal with this. Serious. So nite ma domo no nyindo nyama iba so lo no nyindo ba Gambia don ka jato te futo kandoro orang ka it's crazy bilai this is the only thing. Definitely. So we cannot put it into any finished good. The only thing is take it from the market, you cut it into 2 equal halves or 3 or any other half, you just put it into your soup. At the end of the day, you pack it somewhere else. Definitely. Those who need it, you just mix it. Ya ni mondo nyami, ya domanding chopo de ya kulian de domanding. Ya dundi. So you kaje ko ateman daraja ko fendo. Wala kake problem mo. Definitely. It's very sad that I mean if the Minister of Agriculture, Ami Fabre, is going through this program, we'll definitely know that she needs to do a lot. You understand? Here, our gardeners are doing a lot. You can see we have some products here, some garden produce here, which we cannot just use them for only one thing. You understand? We're talking about mechanized agriculture. We need materials. Our farmers, they need it. The moment we have this, tools for agriculture, Gambia is going to be another step, 2, 3, 4 steps ahead. You understand? So definitely from the Ministry of Agriculture, this is our crying voice. Okay, we will keep saying this over and over and again. You understand? So you see, this garden, how to call this, garden produce I'm seeing right now here, garden egg. So it's, it cannot be used for only one purpose. So we need to be using it for different purposes. You understand? So away from that, Mr. Manjang, we are talking about your business link. But then, Mr. Manja, we also have vegetable markets in Gambia. We also have this bars restaurant. Don't you also try in those areas also to build your connections? Yeah, I tried. I even before the production, I do make market survey. And then there was a time when I started producing lettuce. I even went. I harvested a panful. Yes. Then I take it to the market. I found a lady who served as a middleman. Middlewoman for that matter. So she told me that that bucket full of lettuce, I should sell to her $50. Imagine $50. I came from Gunjur, and then this was not the place. It's at the Women Horticultural Garden. Okay, I take it to market. And I found this lady said $50. Now she started giving me things like this is too much now. Now the market is that we are not allowed to sit here in Brikama here. They are not that and that. So I told her anyway, I don't think I will be able to do that. So from there, then these are some of the things that pushed me to get into online stuff and stuff like that. So you realize that market definitely is discouraging at times. What happened is that if you go to gardens, they will have a particular fashion of crops. You will just grow those ones. And by the time harvesting comes, you have them in the market in plentiful. So the value, the market value is reduced. So therefore, you will not have your crops sold at a choice of your own. So you realize that you have to be dictated by people. So when I pushed the woman till we got it $75, then from there I said, no, I think I have to look for another option. Then that was the time, for the first time when Gambia Youth Chamber of Commerce organize a convergence for the farmers. I met some guys, and then we have some agreement. And this was one of the lady called Fadjan in Turntable. She's operating a restaurant. So she also asked me to help her with some produce. So when we did that, but those two, that one too, you make your own demand. She may say I need a lettuce. Maybe my garden I don't have lettuce, so I do have to go outside and get those ones and take it to her. So that relationship is going fine. That is the only restaurant that I am also working with. And the second other one is we have Malayan restaurant in Gunjur here. Okay, Malayan restaurant just not far. If you are going to Serekunda, the main garage, you have a restaurant there. They were very much supportive, and for them, they are only interested into lettuce. Okay. But garden eggs and this other one, I do try them, but they said no, that is their no-go area for them. Definitely, I will definitely need that collaboration. We definitely need that collaboration.
Definitely. So Gambia, as you are watching, we are still with Mr. Honorable Manjang. He's a parliamentarian. He's not only, an agriculturist, and not only a teacher or an activist or an advocate. He's also, a honorable parliamentarian. You understand? So as we are watching, please let's create business. Link for this young man. He's definitely doing well. Looking at the farm here, I just feel amazed. I'm just really happy. I'm so much excited with what Manjang is doing. So let's create that opportunity for him, so that when the crops are due for for harvesting, then there'll be that link where you'll be transporting, or you'll be coming with your vessels, and then collect it, you take it for people consumption. So I believe if we do that, you will see that is going to be 1 out of 10 problem that Manjang is battling right now. So Mr. Manjang, yes, we know it's not easy to be in the business. In business, mistakes teaches you. You understand? Sometimes you spend another day, you run at lost. How are your mistake teaching you in your agricultural business?
Yeah, I think that's how we are called, the entrepreneurs. One of the prominent qualities is innovation. Okay, whenever we commit mistakes, we learn from that mistakes and prepare us for a better way. So you can see one of the mistakes that you even realize is this post-spacing. Okay, that mistake alone is taking us to another level. Definitely, we are definitely studying what best can we do in order to avoid such things. Definitely. And then the other thing about the pest too is also our problems in terms of mistakes, because you realize that there are some plants, they don't have they don't have certain certain qualities are different. You realize that eggplant is a garden egg, and that of this other one, bitter tomato. Garden egg is more prone to diseases. So you can see the proximity is very, very, very short. So you realize that there is a higher possibility of pest infestation from the garden, from the bitter tomatoes to the garden egg. So all these things are things that we are learning. So in fact, that is the reason I am saying, in fact, if not for the case, we may not even consume this, because you can see now it's already started, the pest has started destroying it, attacking it. So you realize that all these things are things that we are learning gradually. We are learning gradually. So with time, definitely, it will also take our business to another level. It will take our business to another level.
Good. That's very good. Mr. Manjang, as we are still flowing with the program, the conversation is very, very interesting. And now we are coming to the end tail of the program. But before we go, Manjang still, has the opportunity to talk to Gambian youth. Manjang, there is something which I don't ask you about. The chemicals that you provide. What are some of the chemicals that you most of the time provide for your crops when you have pests attacking your crops?
Yeah, and as I said in my introduction, I am an environmentalist. We all know in environment, chemicals are unfriendly. Okay, even though there may be some extent where you use them, but definitely you have to underline. And the agricultural programs that I'm doing is integrated pest management system. Okay, and sometimes integrated pest management system, all these things are not bad, because these are organically produced. We don't use anything like chemicals. Okay, where you use a pesticide a chemical pesticide to spray this. No, we make the best use of the organic products. One of those organic products is the ash, the wood ash that we have. There was a time that we inside these beds we used to have sorrel and that of kereng. Okay, one of those is here. It went to a stage that to maintain this is a problem. there are other pests that will attack the leaves. You can see there are holes. You can see. So to control this, we were told can be done by a chemical, and which was already written for me. I wanted to buy, but I said, well, if I'm advocating for something, I don't want to stand before the camera telling people this and that and that.
Definitely.
Off camera, I am very one doing the degradation, which I will feel like is not inconsistent with my characters.
Definitely.
Okay, so what we used to do most of the time, the wood ash, we put it in the water and then we spray it on the crops.
Okay.
And the other thing again, we also make use of neem products. The neem, yirinding kunang. Okay, we use that one to put it into a mess and pound it and then put it in the water, and then we also use it to as a way to control this thing.
Okay.
And the other thing again, we also use another system that you expel the pests away, and that's you use a garlic. Okay, garlic, the scent is very powerful. Okay, we used to pound that one, also keep it at a particular place for some days. When you even sprinkle them on the plants, when you are even watering, definitely you feel discomfort, talk less of the pests. But the danger there is it doesn't distinguish whether good pests, that is a friendly pest, or bad pests. You send all of them away. So okay, so these are some of the organic way of controlling the pests. And usually on Saturdays, when I wake up, I do go around and monitor. Okay, time to time, when you look behind the leaves, you see certain pests, then you control them by hand picking them.
Definitely.
All those are ways that we are using. So for now, I think we didn't see much, but there were days, in fact, normally I collected more than 50s or so. I will just be moving around. When I see anyone,
you handpick them.
Then I handpick them, and sometimes I'm very heartless. Then I
know. So how does this, change your life as a family man?
Yeah, definitely.
And of course, a student. Yes.
So because name for model ya ibika tabake, student ya Benjamin, teacher ya Benjamin. Anim fana
being a family head.
Young kajal. So jang kajal ko mi kulle mi an ko mon sone aba. There are those are things that are very, very hard. So you realize that now akakoleale, but all of a sudden nying is a principal support, because he kajal ko nim cool maneta. Ani bi Saturday ntela wife le nyanta tara singoro. Very min be caring nyindolu atel amanta ulisana. It's from my garden. So Kajelko is supporting my family. And then the breakfast too is katal doronga fending sang. Maybe I got a minus. The other of the thing is abek about the garden or con.
Definitely.
So Kajelko is definitely supporting the family. Supporting the family.
So entirely now, now we are now at the end of the program. Wanjang now will be given the opportunity to share us with his final word. What do you have for the Gambian, youth, particularly youths in Gunjur? Yeah,
what I have for the Gambia and the Gunjurians as well. I will take this my favorite quotation. Ikon na Baba Jawara ntol maje katun tol mu dinninne na Baba Jawara ko ning kulumba mallo Banjun. Understand? E kajalo ko ning Banjun sisi kulunga mallo momi yalon ko ila buntunga be banta ning kulunga manna ete katu konko kumbola. So some of these things encourages me. Moni nyanta katala nyimbanko ngelong katala, but ko ni Kenya nyama ko dol katara, but tonyanto nyanta ntesi lal nga katalo domoro lo ko akumaya tabaka.
Definitely.
If we na jawra ba fala ko ning momi yalon ko ye kono no ila foraya katimma ba yake kan fora. So ikajalo some of these things definitely it doesn't mean that what you are getting, but what you are content with. I take an example, and when my wife is on the duty to cook, you realize that most of the things per se, we get it from the farm. So ikajal ko akumata baka. Sometimes Gambian youths nkana ajen kamin soto, but fana kajuve. You have to be creative. Fana we have to be creative. Out of this, fana sa mine kano, wara min sutiata nyina for poultry production or for any other kind of things, to ensure that we add value to the food chain.
Exactly.
So ibajalo ko na balu fana ba sonala nya. But ningam bulo la nyokan. Ata sonala back.
Thank you very much, Manjang. As you can see, Manjang speak, I can say spoke, in length regarding the business. So this has now brought to the end of the program. And on boss lady, Fatma Jawara. Thank you very much for patiently waiting because it's not easy to be standing there.
Thank
you so very much. Until then.